chat about rent protection and legal expenses. So, over to you.
Hello, everyone hear me okay? I'm Jenny Wreford. I'm a senior property consultant with Rosewood, so sister company with Star. Some of you will know me, some not. So just a couple of minutes for me, really. Forgive me reading this script. I'd prefer to have memorised it, but Cara reminded me we're not speakers, we're letting agents. Very good ones at that, I will say. So whilst we have a captive audience, we want to touch on landlord rent protection and legal expenses cover. More important than ever, with the Renters' Rights Bill just around the corner. You might think this is just another expense. I always did. But more importantly, what's the real cost of not having it? This is mainly for landlords with residential properties where we have referenced tenants. Referencing is key to being accepted this protection, so for student landlords, it might vary. So let's ask ourselves a few questions. Can you afford the risk? Can you afford to cover the mortgage every month if your tenant stops paying? Can you afford court fees to recover unpaid rent or start legal action? Can you afford the cost of eviction? Financially and emotionally, the hassle and the worry. Recovering your property can take months, and with no or reduced rent coming in and paying legal fees makes this a hefty hit. I'm a landlord, and we all think our tenants are fine. They're paying the rent. They're happy in their home for months and years to come. But what if the unexpected happens? What if your tenant stops paying rent? What if they lose their job or circumstances change? What if they don't tell you and you find out weeks too late? What if they refuse to move out? And what if the property sits empty for months? Can you afford not to know the answers to these questions? Even the best tenants and the most careful referencing can't predict life events. Job loss, illness, relationship breakdowns. Up until recently, we've not really advised our landlords to consider rent protection. However, the market is changing, and with rents at an all-time high, we are seeing more and more tenants struggling to keep up with their payments. With the introduction of the Renters' Rights Bill, including the abolishment of fixed-term tenancies and the phasing out of Section 21, landlords are facing a very different landscape. If a tenant stops paying rent, the process to regain possession of your property is very lengthy and will probably get worse. In fact, over the last 12 months alone, we've had to involve solicitors more times than in my entire lettings career. In fact, 3 times in as many months recently. So why having rent protection and legal expenses cover matters? And what is it? Even when you've done everything right, things can go wrong, and I'm sure some of you have experienced that. With rent protection and legal expenses cover, you'll still receive your rental income, even if your tenant doesn't pay. You'll be covered with legal fees and court costs involved in recovering your property. You'll stay financially secure rather than out of pocket. You'll have peace of mind and support when you need it most. And you'll be able to sleep at night. So you're asking, come on Jenny, how much will it cost me? As a guide, and there are obviously various rent protections out there, but as a guide, if your rent is under £2,500 per calendar month, then this peace of mind is likely to cost around £30 a month. That's less than £1 a day. It doesn't take a mathematician to deduct that over a year, that is just a small part of monthly rent these days. £1 a day for huge peace of mind. So finally, if you rely on your rental income to cover mortgage or investment, we strongly urge you to consider rent protection carefully. Can you afford not to? Thank you.
Yeah, we have generally, Jenny and I have been doing lettings for a long time, myself since the 90s, and we have had to instruct solicitors 3 times this year, and I think that's, I can't remember the last time I ever had to instruct solicitors on it, so it is becoming more important. So just before we go off for coffee, I just wanted to let you know, sorry, a few things here, that we don't just let properties. Most people know us as letting agents. We do sell properties as well. So I just wanted to let you know that at Rosewood Property, we mainly sell to residential people looking for homes for themselves. We've got links with the New Homes Group. We're helping out with people part exchanging and with assisted moves as well. Some of these new homes that are being sold, they've been coming back to us. Landlords have been purchasing brand new homes and been coming to us to rent them out. And we've been receiving some really good rents on them actually. They're making quite a good investment. So if any of you are looking to increase on your portfolios, some of these new homes are possibly worth considering. They've got solar panels. A lot of them have got car charging points as well. So but all very attractive to tenants. Star investment properties, obviously we sell to investors, for investors like yourself. We've got buyers looking for properties, ideally with tenants in place, generating a good, solid income from the day that they complete. In today's financial climate with banks, savings over giving you a poor return, investors are looking at these options, and they're obviously a better option. A well-maintained property, good order, strong letting potential year on year is a compelling offer to them. Investors are looking for about 8% return. These are the properties that are gaining the most interest at the moment. Obviously EPC ratings, they're going to be looking at those too. Sustainability does matter. That's becoming a key factor. So if you're looking to sell your investment property or offload some of your portfolio, or maybe some of you are actually looking to expand your portfolio, so please do come and speak to us. Between us all, we've got over 100 years of combined experience, and we pride ourselves on being honest, and we have got a deep market knowledge as well. We've sold everything from a studio flat to multi-million-pound HMO portfolios, and you won't find an estate agent in Exeter and surrounding areas that sells just investment properties. And now, obviously, with the renters' rights bill looming, changes coming, and it is unsettling many landlords. But don't rush to exit the market. Tenants do need you. But anyway, we can explore those options together. Come and chat with us if you need to. But right now, let's. I didn't do all the clicks. Right now, let's grab some coffee. All right. If we say 15 minutes, come back here for about 7:10. All right.